Yeah. Yeah. Rappers really don't want beef with me. Trust me, I can beat you easily. Suckers get DDT'd. I've been swinging for the fences since I was in Little League. I'm at their neck like a guillotine. Woo! Lex and Hughes with the verses. Hook something like a Reno. Baby girl, I ain't got time to chase you. I've been chasing dreams. Whoa! I'm going crazy like I'm daylight. Yeah, I'm a crossover gang. AI. Yeah, we be skipping over all of your verses just like the CD with a playwright. Yeah, I already know if the beat is bananas, it's only right that I go ape on it. Yeah, going crazy like I'm daylight. Yeah, I'm a crossover gang. AI, yeah, we be skipping over all of your versions just like the CD with an A, yeah, going crazy like I'm daylight, yeah, I'm a crossover gang, AI, yeah, we be skipping over all of your versions just like the CD with a playwright, yeah, going crazy like I'm daylight, yeah, I'm a crossover gang, AI, yeah.
This is why you need Centex Primetime. Jalen Gillis brings the realness. Dive into the heart of sports with the most passionate commentary around. From pro to high school, Jalen's got the insight and energy you crave. Catch all the action weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. on the Centex Sports Network, only on YouTube. Join the conversation and elevate your sports knowledge with Centex Primetime. Don't miss it.
Need video or audio solutions? Lighthouse Streaming, a full-scale media agency, can transform any event. Check this out. We're talking live streaming that's crisp and clear, event audio that hits every note, and church video and audio solutions that'll enhance worship. Corporate events, we got those on lock too. From concerts to conferences, Lighthouse Streaming and Audio makes your vision shine. Book your appointment now at lighthousestreaming.com or call 254-252-4206 for a free consultation. Let's elevate your event and light up the stage.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back into Centex Primetime. I am your host, Jalen Gillis. We get ready to bring you through the primetime topics in sports, not just here locally in the Central Texas area, but from all around the nation. We want to thank everybody for tuning in with us here on this Tuesday afternoon/Tuesday evening. Thank you guys for tuning in to Centex Sports Network. As always, hit that subscribe button, like and share the stream. Let everybody know. Getting ready to talk some football here on Centex Primetime. We'll talk about Dallas Cowboys getting a win last night in Las Vegas. We'll also talk about Shedeur getting his first start against the team the Cowboys just beat in the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday. We'll discuss some rankings and some college football, how this college football is going to play out, because there's a lot of different ranking scenarios as well. And I'll touch a little bit on a couple of the upcoming high school football matchups we have in the playoffs here locally in the Central Texas area. Coming up this weekend, University will be playing against Bastrop on Saturday. China Spring will be playing against Marquez. There's a lot of good matchups this weekend. Robinson versus West Orange Stark. We'll talk about a few of those here today as well. So, folks, we're going to jump straight into it here on Centex Primetime. Joining me here at the table, we've got the most famous man in Waco, Texas, Mr. Rocky Miller in the building with us. Rock, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm just going to get used to that moniker.
Yeah, that's all right.
You know,
I ain't met nobody ain't know you yet, so I'm going to keep getting you the title.
Yeah, and I'm going to just start taking appearance fees.
For real.
No, man, but it's good to be here. You know, I love sitting here and talking sports with you and the audience, and I just want to encourage anybody who has a comment or anything we'll be monitoring Facebook and also YouTube. So we got a lot of interesting topics to talk about today, and I'm very happy. I almost came in here with my jersey. I say, but I decided I just,
Hey, I got a Shedeur T-shirt that I'm saving. I thought about wearing it, and I said, you know what? Let me wait till he make his first start yet. I ain't gonna do it like that. He only played a couple minutes, but I got my Shedeur T. It's been put up since week 1 because I knew he was gonna get a start eventually. Yeah. But let's jump straight into some ball. Cowboys get a win yesterday, 33-16 on Monday Night Football, playing against the Las Vegas Raiders. Things went as planned, in my estimation. If you're a Cowboys fan, if you're the Cowboys faithful, the coaching staff, I think things went as planned. Dak throws for 4 touchdowns, no picks. Javonte Williams rushes for 93 yards. George Pickens goes crazy. 144 yards and a TD. CeeDee Lamb gets a touchdown as well up on the board, even though Jake Ferguson found his way into the end zone once again. All-around great win for the Dallas Cowboys. We got to see some of their new additions, the Quentin Williams out there making an impact on the team. For the Raiders, it looks like the Raiders, man. I'm just mad that Brock Bowers couldn't get in the end zone because if he scores one touchdown, I win my game in fantasy. I lost by 2 points. Wasn't paying attention. It's my own user error. I usually go and update stuff about Wednesday on there and forgot, and I left Justin Fields in the game. And I lost by 4 points. Left Justin Fields in because Dak was on a bye last week, so I had Dak on the bench still. Accidentally left Justin Fields, and he didn't do bad. He only scored 5 less points than Dak. But Brock Bowers, you just get a touchdown, bro, and I'm good. I win the game, but it's all good, man. We still looking high in fantasy football. But the Raiders, I mean, there's nothing to look at with the Raiders. They're 2-8 for a reason. They look bad. The Cowboys, on the other hand, offense gets back to looking like what we expected the offense to look like. Rock, what you think about the Cowboys getting a dub last night?
Man, it was, I think it started out kind of unbalanced, but I expected the emotion of playing for Neyland and all of that, the tribute they had, kind of throw them off. I really expected it. And I honestly, expected Brock Bowers to really give us the business.
Me too.
And I was surprised at how well the defense played. Now, again, this was the Raiders. But, I must say the defensive line looked like a real NFL defensive line.
Yes, it did. It did.
Quentin Williams, did he get a sack and a half or maybe 2 sacks?
1.5 sack last night.
And that was probably the total of all the sacks of the interior linemen for the whole year. And again, being able to control. One of the things about the NFL defense is you can't let them run and pass.
You got to pick one.
If you're going to be weak on the pass, you got to be strong on the run. But, you've seen our games. We've been weak on the pass and weak on the run. We've been doing a pretty good job as letting teams have whatever they wanted. But this particular game, we held the Raiders to 27 yards rushing, put the game all on the back of Geno. And I like our chances when Geno is forced to go out and win the game without the complement of a running game. I thought Brock Bowers, to your credit, I thought he started out pretty well, but it looks like they got a pretty good handle on what was going on with him. And I think the interior pressure, like with any quarterback, teams tend to be able to adjust to pressure from the outside. But the pressure, consistent pressure up the middle, just completely disrupts most passing games.
Especially when a non-mobile quarterback like Geno Smith at this point in his career, you're toast. You have no chance when you get in that interior rush.
And I'll even say this. We're not bad on the perimeter rushing, but we just had some guys be able to step up and make big runs because you got to remember, quarterbacks have been able to run on us pretty well, scramble for some yardage. And Quentin Williams wasn't having it. And, it just goes to show Quentin Williams. What was funny is we weren't really playing Quentin Williams with Kenny Clark. We was playing one or the other. And it kind of reduced the number of plays that Quentin Williams played, reduced the number of plays Kenny Clark played. And maybe with, 30 to 40 snaps apiece, they're much better players than one guy trying to play 60 or 70 snaps all at once. So I just, we'll see. Again, this is the Raiders. We're going into a stretch with the Cowboys here. I think we have the Philly, we have Kansas City, and we have Philly, Kansas City, Detroit, the Lions, and the Vikings. Again, I'm saying we gotta run the table, right? But I'm saying I would be willing to make this assertion. If we could come out of Thanksgiving undefeated, we're making the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Because after Thanksgiving is going into Detroit,
Yeah.
Going into the Detroit game,
You know what I mean? I say and got to remember, guys, we're currently three games down to the playoff teams, but a lot of those teams have those interdivisional matchups, which they're gonna pick each other. They're gonna pick each other off.
Yeah.
And if we can get to 10-6-1, I think we'll have a great chance to be in the playoffs. Currently, we're 4-5-1, but again, we'll see. We have to see if this defense really real. We're going to have to see if Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams can stop the Philadelphia tush pushers. You know what I mean?
Somebody stopped them. Who did they just
Yeah,
play?
they stopped. Hey, Detroit, and like I said, if they don't have that play, they're a different offense.
Completely different offense.
If they don't have that play, they're a different offense. And my biggest concern is with them is, can we cover A.J. Brown and Devontae Williams, and also limit Saquon Barkley. I know that's a lot. Saying that's a lot, but because I believe we're going to be able to put up points because we score on everybody.
Yeah, I agree. I think first off, the Dallas definitely has a great chance of making it. A couple notes I took away from last night's game, like you said, it's the Raiders, so we can't put way too much stock into things. They're playing against the worst offensive line maybe in the league when you're playing against the Las Vegas Raiders. But to your point, the spelling, Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams, I think that was a good move because you're saying, hey, Odigizua, we gave you $80 million and you're 26. You're going to play every snap. Let these vets come in and be specialists. Kenny Clark, you get 30 snaps in this scenario. Quentin Williams, not saying they'll keep doing that the whole time, but what Quentin Williams brings is, if you got a Kenny Clark and a Quentin Williams in the middle, all you have to do is have somebody athletic on the edge. Forget being a great pass. Just be athletic, a la James Houston, how he got a sack. I think we're going to see a James Houston sack in almost every game following this.
Because you can't help out of the interior anymore.
Just be athletic.
You saw what happens when you try to block Quentin Williams. Again, I guess I didn't realize how dominant a player he was. And I know the Raiders are struggling up front. But guess what? The Eagles are going to come in here with backups also, right? And so one-on-one, I like my chances with Quinn Williams and a backup guard or backup center. So let's see how that kind of unfolds. Again, I want to give the early reporting looks like Quentin Williams was a really great pickup by the Cowboys. It was a great pickup. I heard a lot of people saying Jerry just did something to do something. I like the pickup. Without improvement on the back end, I didn't know how it would impact our pass defense, which was getting gassed regularly. I see how it impacts our pass defense now because a quarterback has a limited enough time to get to the game. There's no step up anymore because you know what I mean? There's no slide up and find your guy because Quentin Williams is a real man in there. I just hope that we're blessed with good health going down the stretch, and we actually get a little healthier on defense if we could.
Yeah, I had my gripes about the Cowboys trading when they made all the trades, and like I said from the jump, my gripe was never Quentin Williams because you get a top 5 guy at a position, at any position in the league, it's a good trade. My gripe is the collection of moves I think didn't make much sense, but getting Quentin Williams is going to erase a lot of gripes and a lot of questions about what they're doing because he's a top 5 player at his position. You get him out there, it's going to make everybody's game easier on that defensive line. Them adding Logan Wilson in there, I think is a good pickup as well because not saying that he's going to be a great impact player, but he gets Kenneth Murray, who I think was trending towards being one of the worst linebackers in the league, off the field more. That's what I saw. They got him off the field, and all of a sudden, Brock Bowers isn't open every single play. All of a sudden, there's stuff in the run game because they got him off of the field. So that's why the Logan Wilson trade was big to me. And now your corners don't have to be as good. I'm still not a fan of DeRon Bland leading the team in tackles. It's like the 3rd time I've seen him do it. Not the biggest fan of that, but hey, it is what it is when you're playing a team like the Raiders going to pass majority of the game.
Let me ask you this. I was watching the game last night with some friends, and I brought up the question. I know George Pickens wasn't a free agent, but let's just assume it, let's just frame it this way. Has there been a more impactful acquisition this entire offseason last year than George Pickens?
For any team?
For any team.
No, because I think when CD went out those games and George got to get his chance to prove I'm a true number one, he hasn't looked back from there. So no, because that makes them the best receiving core in the league, in front of AJ and Devontae, in front of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, in my opinion. I know Jamar Chase is here, but I'm a way bigger fan of George Pickens than I am T. Higgins. And I like T. Higgins. I think he's a good player, but George has that thing of, I can just get you the ball. T. Higgins is kind of like a big play guy. He can make a lot of great catches. George Pickens, just get this dude the football and let him make plays. Same with CD. So I can't think, not off the top of my head right now.
I was trying to think of a comp for Pickens because Pickens is a unique player.
Yeah.
Right? A guy with agility, great size, and strength. And I was like, who?
He reminds me of like almost a baby T.O., in my opinion.
I'm going to get you, let me see what you think about this. You may not, I don't know if you ever got a chance to see him play, but a guy by the name of Chris Henry from
The Cincinnati Bengals that died, yeah.
Yeah.
And the son of the one player in the nation, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Henry.
To me, when I think about it, he's exactly what Chris Henry was.
You ain't lying.
An agile, tall, long, strong, a wide receiver that moves like a 6-foot guy, but has the catch radius of a big guy.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't have straight line burner speed, but you just have to get it near him.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
And then he got football speed as well.
And at that size, and he has tremendous body control. And he can overpower a wide receiver. So that's why I say Chris Henry is the comp.
I like the Chris Henry comp.
That's a great comp. And we're able to see that you can just throw it out there to him. And it doesn't have to be a perfect pass. No. It doesn't have to be, and it's almost, you can use him as a possession receiver. And if you get too comfortable with him as a possession receiver, he can hit you with the big play over the top or running through you. So I think
he's got such a big catch radius and so physical at the line that makes him a deep threat. And then a possession receiver, as you said. I mean, it's really the closest thing we've seen to Dez since Dez has been in that Cowboys
Absolutely.
Uniform. It is the closest thing to Dez.
He's like a 6'4" Dez.
Yeah. He's just like Dez. The 50-50 balls, all of that. I would definitely give Dez the edge in the 50-50 ball and then just having that dog. I think Dez almost doesn't get enough credit. We have such revisionist history and kind of erase what he did out of his time there because we move on so quick. But
now the one thing that I would say that I don't recruit. Now Dez often got critiqued for not being what you would call a great route runner, but you never could say he didn't get open.
No,
and so that's the same.
Open.
Like I don't even recognize half the routes that George Pickens runs. But he's open.
No.
He looks like he takes a couple steps, looks over at Dak. Dak throws him the ball, and then he gets busy.
He understands positioning and body angles way more than he does route, and he knows that's how I get open. That's similar to a T.O., similar to a Dez. Like, I can do all these routes, but I understand if I get this shoulder and you back here, it doesn't matter what you do because you can't get over these arms. You can't get past
reach
these
and block the ball.
No, ain't nothing you can do. So I just need to understand my body angles. But, man, George Pickens he's been amazing this entire season. And the addition of him and CD together is almost unguardable when both of those guys are out there.
I see in this situation where if I'm Dak, I don't know what this would entail, but I would rework my contract in order to hang on to George Pickens, whatever that means financially for George Pickens and the Cowboys. Because it's clear we can imagine a Dallas Cowboy team without George Pickens, and we are nowhere.
It changes everything.
Yes,
it changes. It just looks completely different than last year. Along with a Javonte Williams in there as well, who I think they should give a little short contract, 2-year, $20 million. Some short, give him something short and let him come in there and earn his money. I think some more money is going to free up for them to pay Pickens because I think they're going to cut Trayvon Diggs, and once they do that, some of that money will free up Pickens. I think they'll probably franchise tag him a year just because they like getting under people's skin like that. The franchise.
But I
tag
think
him
for Pickens, Pickens goes for a guy that was really probably looking for a 2-year, $35 to $40 million contract. Now, if you franchise him and give him $35 1 year, I think he's happy with that. I think he's a guy that he has to be happy with that, ultimately, in my opinion.
And he's a right scenario guy, too. I think he was going to try to do whatever to stay in Dallas because the scenario fits his
situation.
Yeah, his situation fits with him being in Dallas like that because he don't have these numbers in Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers. He could be run the same routes, play the same amount of snaps. He's not going to get these numbers because he's not going to have the same amount of opportunities. Staying in a thing like this, because it almost makes him more available than a CD, as great as CD has been. But George just has that thing of, man, you just get this dude the ball. He's scary. He's scary to try to tackle. He gets out in the open field. He's strong. He's throwing dudes on the ground. I mean, yeah.
And this is what I said last night. This is the last thing I'll say about George Pickens, is that his skill set ages much better than CD Lamb's skill set.
Absolutely.
And what I mean by that is that what Pickens is doesn't change as he gets older.
Nope.
You can definitely see as CD ages, he's probably going to get a little slower. He's going to lose some of that agility.
Yep.
You understand? You know what I mean? But what makes Pickens special, that ages really well.
He ain't going to do nothing but get stronger.
He's not going to get shorter.
No.
You know what I mean?
He's going to get stronger.
His catch radius is not going to change very much. The advantage that he has on DBs is going to be pretty consistent across the league.
I agree.
So I look forward to it.
I think he can play another 5, 6, 7 years at this exact same level, late into his mid-30s, just like a Anquan Bolden, just like a Steve Smith when he was there and played late for Baltimore and just found a way to get open. So, yeah, I agree with that. I think Pickens is going to be good. For the Cowboys' playoff chances coming up, as you said, they got a gauntlet right ahead of them. But this game against Philly is very interesting to me because Dallas has some of the tools to stop what Philly wants to do on offense. The question is, as great as George Pickens and Dak and all these guys have been playing, what can they do against this Philly defense that I said yesterday on here, Wayne, I think might be better than their defense last year that won a Super Bowl. This Philly defense, in my opinion, gets better and better each and every week. Unfortunately, I think their offense is almost getting worse every single week. Play calling, play designing, what they're able to do, they're not able to run the football. So that's what makes it this is going to be a huge matchup outside of it just being Cowboys Philly.
So I want to look at the Eagles' schedule here because when we start evaluating defense, I look at defense, not how they play, not the teams they play. How do they play against the quarterbacks they play? And when you look on this, they play well against Mahomes. They play well against Baker. But all the rest of these guys, so Goff and also
that's what did it for me. When they shut out Jordan Love and Jared Goff completely, that's why I was like, okay, this Philly defense is serious. And these last couple of weeks is the first time they added Jalen Phillips, who was a huge piece to their defense now. He instantly became their best pass rusher with them.
And they'll have Jalen Carter this time.
And they'll have Jalen Carter this time when they play against Dallas. Their defense is
it's gonna
really
be tough.
Like
but I see a game plan. We scored 20 last time. Probably should have scored more if we hadn't had fumbles or whatever. I see a game plan where we can go out and probably get 35, 40 points. I mean, excuse me. Let me say this. We should be able to get 24 points against the Eagles. And to me, the Eagles have a tremendous time trying to get more than 24 points against us.
If Dallas gets out, my number is going to be 28. If Dallas scores 4 touchdowns, they win the game. I just can't see any scenario where Philly scores 4 touchdowns. Not that Dallas' defense is so great. I just don't. I mean, this offense is ugly. Everybody's watched the last couple of games. It's been field goals and QB dives the entire game. The offense is just ugly. It's completely discombobulated. They get A.J. Brown the ball now, and he's getting 30 yards.
And the other thing, I'll say this will be a test for whether or not this defense is different now. You know, people have said Philly's been struggling on defense, but on offense. But really, they've had 2 most recent games where they've played really close, and fortunately, they were able to win both of these games. And now, again, I don't think they can score 16 or 10 points and expect to beat Dallas.
No. Their defense is good. It ain't that good. It ain't that good. Not to keep this Dallas offense to 9 points or to 7 points like you did Green Bay and Detroit. I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to be a really fun game this upcoming Sunday with those two teams playing against each other. Health is going to be a huge thing. Who all is playing in both one of these games for Philly and for Dallas is going to be huge for them. But that we'll keep our eyes on that one. That'll be a close one coming up. Dallas versus Philly this Sunday at 3:00 as well. The other game that we'll all be watching at 3:00 will be the Raiders and the Browns, and that's where I want to go to next. Shedeur in line to get his first start this Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders. Obviously, everybody knows about the 4-16 in the game on Sunday, but I want to get your opinion on that since you weren't on here yesterday. What do you think about Shedeur's first being thrown into the game on Sunday and then his opportunity to get his first start this upcoming Sunday?
Without context, he had an absolutely horrible performance.
Mm-hmm.
If you take it without context.
Yep.
If you add context, and he was rather candid that he hadn't worked with the starters at all. One I can't think of the lineman's name, but Wyatt Terrell, something I can't think of.
Wyatt Teller.
Wyatt Teller, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It said, hey, we weren't even familiar with his cadence that he was going to use. At the end of the day, for him to come in and perform the way he did and not give the game away when a lot of quarterbacks in that situation would have given the game away. He wasn't able to add any points. He wasn't able to consistently move the ball. But what I did see, his willingness and his determination to push the ball down the field, that's something we never saw from Dylan
Not once.
Gabriel. And it really changed the dynamic of what the team could be once he got a little time in the 2-minute drill and was able to push the ball down the field. He went, I want to say 500 in that drive. Probably should have went. He didn't throw an uncatchable ball in that scenario. He threw what I would consider 5 catchable balls, and one probably should have been a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
If you throw, and I'll tell you this: if you're throwing to a frontline receiver rather than a practice squad guy, that's probably a touchdown in most cases.
Yeah.
Or if it's not a touchdown, the referee is probably more inclined to call the penalty there.
Mm-hmm.
If not, because it definitely was face guarded and borderline pass interference.
Yeah, he was right there on him. That was a very, very catchable ball. I've seen all the gripes. Now we have the film breakdown, of course, and Jerry Jeudy was open, which probably would have got a first down. He went for a touchdown to a guy that maybe the only guy on the entire field that he knows. He throws a potential touchdown to him, and it was a 50-50 ball. You can't be mad at that. It wasn't like it was a bad throw or it was a horrible decision. He's trying to go for a win. You're in the final 2 minutes of the game. Let's go out here and try to win a game. Like you said, you're playing with guys that don't even know your snap count out there. You're playing with guys you've never taken any snaps with whatsoever. You're thrust into a game against a defense that's hot. The defense has been playing well, and they're just absolutely heating you up every play. It ain't like he was sitting back there and, oh man, he got some time. Yeah, he made mistakes. This is his first time playing. I don't like he's got to be flawless, but we can give Dylan Gabriel every opportunity to show us that not only he's not good, to show us he's the worst quarterback. They want us to show Dylan Gabriel is the worst quarterback ever for him to not get the chance. And Shedeur, where every odd stacked against him, has to go out there and be imperfect for him to show some flashes. I think that pass across the middle to Harold Fannin that he got for about a 20-yard gain was the best passing play that the Cleveland Browns have had since week 4. So if Shedeur can give you that, and just those couple things, I've already seen, okay, he's got something that Dylan doesn't have. Just that quick, and with as bad as that scenario being, but yeah, I can't. I said yesterday I can't put too much stock into that game given the circumstances. But we get the opportunity to put stock into whatever we want this upcoming week against the Raiders.
So people want to put this in context. So one, let's compare Shedeur. They both got a half, right? They both got a half. Dylan was 7 for 10, 68 yards, 6.8 yards average. No interceptions, no TDs, was sacked once, but had an 11 QBR. How you imagine how hard it is to go 7 for 10 and have an 11 QBR? The reason for that is that he threw the ball for 68 yards. However, one play to Cedric Tillman was 26 yards.
Yes.
So you got to look at 2/3 of that yardage over 2/3 of that yardage came on one play. And then everything else that was thrown during the game, because I watched it, was behind the line of scrimmage. I kind of had a feeling that for either ineffectiveness or I now know the only way he was coming in is due to injury.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Stefanski had no plans of ever bringing
None.
Shedeur in under any circumstances due to ineffectiveness. And unfortunately, Dylan got injured, and Shedeur was able to come in. But I look at it like this. Dylan Gabriel has had 5 weeks or 4.5 weeks to show you what he's got. You know what he is.
Yep.
I think the crowd, the fans, the football world wants to know what do the Browns have in Shedeur. And for 2-7, let me see, 2-18, I think they deserve to find out what they have.
Yeah.
And if he sucks, cut him.
It's simple.
If he sucks, cut him. But if he shows a little grit, if he shows the ability to move this team, if he is operating with a NFL offensive line and NFL wide receivers, and he gets a week to prepare, let's see what he has.
Yeah, I want to ask you about, do you think it's been the debate, malpractice or not malpractice, from Shedeur never getting any reps all the way back to the reports, and I know you've kept up with it more than I've kept up with it, all the way back to the summer of he's throwing the trash cans and trainers in the offseason because he can't even get a rep with the 4th string guys out there, all the way up to the point now to where you go 5 weeks of him being a backup quarterback, and he doesn't get one rep at all. Is this a coaching malpractice? I've gone back and forth. I've seen some NFL players come out, and backups don't get reps in the league. And then I've seen quarterbacks. I've never seen the quarterback say, it's been all non-quarterbacks come out and say, backups don't get reps with the starters in the league. All the quarterbacks I've seen, the Dan Orlowskis, the Cam Newtons, have all said, our backup quarterback got reps every practice. Forget once a week or once a season. Every practice, he got 2 to 3 reps with the first team because you never know. Do you think it's been coaching malpractice so far with the Shedeur situation and Kevin Stefanski?
All right, I'm gonna be a little nicer to Kevin Stefanski, right? In this regard, I think Kevin Stefanski chose his guy very early in this process, and he was gonna make sure that his guy had every opportunity to develop and show his skills, become acclimated in this. Here's where playing Shedeur with the starters becomes a real problem, Jalen. And I want you to understand this. And this is, like I said, I've never been in the NFL locker room. I've never been, at that level. But I'm just gonna tell you this. I've been on a team, and I know when the backup is better than the starter.
Yeah.
And when you're losing, and it's clear that the backup is better than the starter, that makes for a bit of contentment or angst among the ranks. And they wanted what Shedeur is as a quarterback to be a mystery to all the people that matter. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To people that matter. So what? He never gets to throw He never gets to throw with the starters. So guess what? Judy never gets to see his ball placement. Fanning never gets to see where he places the ball. They never get to compare. Because guess what? If you throw this play by Dylan and then throw on this play by Shedeur, you get a direct one-to-one comparison. Which if Stefanski, if he had an agenda, which I think coaches have an agenda, I think I think it's plausible for coaches to have an agenda, and I think sometimes it's justified for coaches to have an agenda, right? And in this case, Stefanski's agenda was to have Dylan develop and come in the space and be the unquestioned leader or heir apparent to that position, and they didn't want any interference from a guy who's obviously popular in the media, somewhat likable among teammates. They didn't want him to come in and then show his ability to show some ability and then have questions in the head of Myles Garrett, Jerry Jeudy, Fannin, all these guys that are struggling. They're getting their butt kicked every week. They didn't want it in the back of their head, hey, what if we put Shedeur in the game? Maybe he could change our fate. To me, that's what Kevin Stefanski was trying to avoid in the process. To me, that even tells me that's even why he chose to change, to make Tommy Rees the play caller, to then say, hey, it's not Dylan, it's me. I'm the problem. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what that was inside the building. Hey, it's not Dylan. We got to do a better job of getting him in better plays. I'm going to let Tommy Rees call the plays so that we get a better. But we saw what that looked like with Tommy. It looked just like
It looked
Kevin.
the exact same. It looked the exact same.
So that's what I think it was. It was so Kevin because guess what? Think about this. Shedeur's performance in practice could literally undermine everything that Kevin Stefanski was saying to the public, and then the players would be like, dude, you're a fraud.
Yeah.
This guy is balling out of control in practice. He's putting the ball, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he never wanted that one-to-one comparison. Again, Jalen, I'm not a expert in football at all. I love the game, and I've watched it all my life. But Shedeur Sanders was better than Dylan Gabriel in junior high. He was better than Dylan Gabriel in high school.
Exactly.
He was a better college quarterback, right? And on the pro level, you're going to think Dylan is going to be a better quarterback because you want him to be a better quarterback? That's not how this game works.
No, it's not.
And like I said many weeks ago, you can have all the agendas you want as a coaching staff, as an organization, but football is going to football.
So as soon as he got in the game, I said, well, football's go football. Rocky been telling us this whole time.
Yeah, you can have all of these ideas, these preconceived notions, these agendas. But at the beginning of the game is played by big, strong, fast, physical men, and there's too many elements of the game that you cannot control that impact the game. And again, when you get dinged on your noggin, that's one of the things you can't control. And when you get to seeing spots, seeing stars, whatever, then the coaching staff is forced to pivot and make an adjustment. And that's what they have had to do in this situation. Unfortunately, Shedeur went out there and he was ill prepared.
Yes.
I don't think, by and large, NFL teams come in to any game with the expectation of playing the backup.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And because they had to go to the backup, if Shedeur Sanders was Shedeur Smith, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He probably would have been cut already,
Yeah.
and you never know how good he is. And he would have been on the street, and he'd probably play XFL next year because they have that ability to do that at that level.
They do.
But because his name is Shedeur Sanders, and if they cut him, the whole organization could end up looking foolish by him going to another team and performing well, and the Browns being a perimeter doormat. That would be another instance to the fans of the ineptitude of the Browns staff and their team. So they don't want to be showed up this way. The best possible scenario for them, and whether they realize it or not, is this kid comes in the game and he shows everybody why he was a first-round pick. Even though they didn't want this to happen, it could ultimately benefit them and whoever the coach is next year if this kid is a franchise quarterback. And this is what I would do. As soon as it's established that Shedeur is a franchise quarterback, I would immediately fire Kevin Stefanski.
You took the words out of my mouth. If Shedeur go out here and go 10 for 14, 150 yards, I'm firing Stefanski in the middle of the game. I agree with every single thing you said. Kevin, the only thing I don't disagree, well, no, you just said you weren't going to say it. It's all the things you named was malpractice. If I'm playing a guy just because I like him more than this guy, that's malpractice. I'm not giving this guy any opportunities, and I'm giving this guy every opportunity to succeed, knowing all the things we know. He's not better than Shedeur. He was never better than Shedeur at any point. That's a coaching malpractice. To keep this guy and never have your backup quarterback ready as if Dylan Gabriel has an Iron Man suit on and will never get hurt.
I've seen this before, though. I've seen this before. This is what we call daddy ball in Little League.
Yeah, that's what and you took the words out of my mouth again. I was just finna say, I don't know, maybe I can ask ChatGPT if they can go back and find out where Dylan Gabriel was born and if Kevin Stefanski was coaching near a city there, and maybe this is a long-lost son. Because I've never seen this anything outside of the coach's son get. That's exactly what this looks like. You know this dude ain't good. He can't throw the ball 20 yards down the field. He's not fast. We've seen Shedeur be a better runner of the football than him. We've seen him be a better thrower than the football of him in 2 quarters. So either tell us that his name is supposed to be Dylan Stefanski, or go ahead and turn your stuff in, bro, and get out of here. Because this is making no sense. This is complete coaching malpractice. If Shedeur has a good half of football, Kevin Stefanski needs to be gone.
Let me also say this now. Let me also say this. Because this is another element of it that a lot of people may overlook.
Yeah.
If it's proven that Shedeur is a franchise quarterback, and for some reason the team underperforms, because that could happen, who's been known to get the best out of Shedeur Sanders?
Deion.
See, you have to look. There's levels to this. So you got to understand, once the player is identified as the franchise guy, he has the dominion over the franchise. Can you imagine if Patrick Mahomes had a daddy? And I'm talking about a daddy that coached football after Andy Reid retired. And
oh man,
you understand what I'm saying? What that means to the ecosystem of what is the Browns. If you're looking for a coach who can facilitate a winning environment for Shedeur Sanders, who is that? Who is any better to do it? And you get a twofer. You get a dynamic coach that you become the toast of the NFL, and you get the quarterback that you get the coach and the quarterback combination that you know that is in lockstep with one another.
Yeah.
So again, that's people are not paying attention to. If Shedeur is a true franchise quarterback, what that means for the team that he's a franchise of.
Yeah.
What that means. That means that if Shedeur becomes a Cam Ward, if Shedeur becomes, and I'm saying Cam Ward by he's identified as the franchise quarterback. Every coach that coaches him that doesn't get the most out of him, or if he plays well and the team fails, then okay, who can fix this? Who can get this thing on the right track? Who can turn the program around? And you can say what you want about Deion and what he has done to this point at Colorado. At the pro level, I would say that Cleveland is where Colorado was.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, though.
At the pro level.
Yeah.
And guess what? The playing field is a lot more level in the NFL.
A lot more level.
Than it is in a can you see Shedeur throwing to a guy, and we just talked about him, a guy that could be a free agent that will be probably franchise tagged at some point, a George Pickens.
Yeah. Exactly.
You understand? Can you see Shedeur throwing to a guy like that? See, there's no transfer portal. You don't have to guess whether or not whether a guy can play or not. You don't have to do any of that
eligibility.
stuff. Yeah, there's no eligibility issues or anything. So again, this is what I'm saying. There are things at play that who Shedeur is, who his father is, affects the opportunity that he gets, right? because the opportunities he get and his success comes with consequences for the men that coach him.
Yes.
Again, if you put Shedeur in there, if it's identified in week 1 that Shedeur is the best quarterback on your roster, and you put him in the game, and he balls, but the team still struggles, but we've identified that Shedeur is the man. He's making it happen, and guess what? These same decisions that could be made by Stefanski at quarterback, they could be mismanaging a number of positions on the field. It may not just be quarterback that they're mismanaging. You understand?
Yeah, I think
and if that becomes the overarching theme, hey, we got the quarterback now. Let's get Deion. Let's get Deion.
I'm not even. I think Deion to Cleveland would be a good move. I can't even say good move. I just wouldn't want to see it because of all the storylines. And the first time that they do something bad, and Coach Prime doesn't call a timeout in the right spot, and Shedeur throws a pick, they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna burn the stadium down. At the
end of the day, this is the entertainment business. At the end of the day,
it's true.
And you can say what you want to about. And I never was a fan of Coach Prime going to the NFL. Never have been or whatever. But what I will say,
it's a unique situation.
If they're willing to do this to Shedeur, and it turns out he is the quarterback that a lot of us believe he is, who is going to come in and give him a fair shake? That's the question that Jimmy Haslam has. That's the question that Andrew Berry has. Who's going to come in here and cultivate and create an environment to get the most out of our franchise quarterback, and who better to orchestrate a Hall of Fame career than the father of the quarterback? Because what he is up to this point is because of what Deion has poured into him.
I agree. I think if he became the coach, it would have to be some years down the line, in my opinion, because you put him in there right now, nothing, even if Shedeur does good, you can't fully prove that he's a franchise quarterback, in my opinion, in these last couple of games. So if you bring Deion in, is it just going to be all about Shedeur? Those are the questions people throw out.
I don't think a franchise – see, this is what I'm saying. I don't think a franchise quarterback appears out of thin air. I think the organization, the franchise, the infrastructure have to all be pushing in the same direction for that guy. And then you know what I mean? And so you can wait for Arch Manning and try to put it all behind Arch Manning. But I think Texas is trying that, and they're getting what they're getting.
Good luck with that.
There's the guy Nussmeier.
Yeah.
They put, you even got your guy Cade Klubnik. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, all of these things none of this guarantees that you get a franchise QB, right? You can draft a guy. But what I'm saying is, if you have a guy you're willing to commit to, and look at all the publicity and pub that you're going to get for the decision of creating this dynamic father-son scenario, man, I just think it'll be a tremendous story, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And it'll be the best case scenario for Shedeur to succeed and ascend. Because I think as long as he is seen as a creation of his father, he may not get the chances and the opportunities that he deserves. What was interesting to me in the post-game interview is he got his butt kicked all around that field. But what he got out of it was, man, I just got an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what
he looked excited. He looked excited like he didn't just go out there and get hit by Roquan Smith and Kyle Hamilton. He looked excited after the game.
Yeah, he was like, I got a chance.
That's the competitive
edge. You know
edge.
what I mean?
Just give him
and so where a guy that with that kind of performance would be defeated, and he just said, hey, you'll never see that again. From now on out, I'm gonna be prepared. I felt it. I saw it. I was in a game. And just think, now, I wasn't emotional like Deion, but just imagine this. if you could, for a second, is that you and your son, you have a son. You guys have planned to be and do something your entire life.
Yep, it's true.
And you did it the right way with your son. You guys are musicians, and he learned to play. He performed in the orchestra, and maybe you were the leader of the orchestra or whatever, but he was first chair the whole time, and so on and so forth. And now he gets to play. It's time for him to play for the Philharmonic, right?
Yeah.
And he makes all the right moves. He makes the auditions, and because the director doesn't want you to come over and take over his job, he denies your son our opportunity. And I don't care how you break it down, you as a father are going to take some responsibility for that, and you're going to say, man, what did I do? I mean, and you're going to probably say, he didn't need me to be as great as he is. He had it already.
Yeah.
And then to everybody, shun you, put you down, say he can't play, say J2 is no good, he can't play, and for him to somehow, the guy who he's playing in front of gets sick and he grabs the whatever instrument and he plays in front of everybody and he kills it. What that means is that it validates everything that you guys, the time and effort that you guys invested. And so when Dion, it didn't matter whether or not how well Shedeur played in that moment. What I think resonated with Dion is we always dreamed of being an NFL quarterback, and my son is getting an opportunity to be. So I'm not worried about him failing.
Yeah.
Failing is not.
No,
that's not. We're
Prime.
Sanders.
Yeah. He's not even thinking about that.
Failing. He said, my son is finally getting the opportunity that I feel that was stripped from him.
Yeah, because it was.
That was stripped from him, and he's finally getting the opportunity. And I'm sure through, he could do nothing but thank God, not because Dylan got hurt, but because his son got an opportunity to showcase his skills. And even if it doesn't work out at Cleveland, I think he showed enough in that game to warrant an opportunity from somebody. Yeah.
And they made a big deal when Shedeur said that weeks ago. I'm better than some of these guys. He didn't say I'm Tom Brady, but y'all looking at the same stuff. I'm better than some of these guys. It just so happens he was better than everybody in the Cleveland Browns organization. Shedeur gets his first start this upcoming Sunday. Everybody's going to be watching at 3:05 whenever they play each other. I hope Kevin Stefanski gets fired before the game is over at 6 o'clock. It's absolutely – I just hate to hearing the scenario of – we've all heard these things growing up when you're guys that look like us. So you got to work twice as hard to get half as much. I hate all of that. Why are we doing that in the NFL? Because that's exactly what Shedeur is doing. You got to go out there and do something impossible to get the opportunity that Dylan Gabriel just woke up and took a breath and got. I hate those scenarios. And for that creates the disdain that I have for Coach Kevin Stefanski.
This is what I'm going to ask you. How far do you think Colorado is from Las Vegas? That's probably no more than what, maybe 30 or 40 minute PJ ride?
If that. Oh, yeah, on the jet, you there in 20 minutes because it's 30 minutes from Vegas to L.A. So you there in 20 minutes on a PJ.
Yeah, so I imagine there'll be somebody in the building, whether it's acknowledged or not, he's going to be at the game. I know Bucky's going to be there.
Oh, yeah. We're going to see the evidence of Shedeur starting very quickly because not only will Bucky be there, but it's going to be 10,000 people in 12 jerseys there as well.
Oh, man, it's going to be
in Vegas.
It's going to be bananas.
It's in Vegas at 3 o'clock. Ain't nothing else, man. Come on. You're going to see 10,000 12 jerseys out there. I can't wait to watch that game at 3 o'clock when those guys play against each other. Folks, we're going to do a little bit of a shortened episode here today. We'll go to about 6:30 or so. So I want to jump to a couple of other topics here while we have some time. First off, to switch it up a little bit, and talk about a little bit of basketball. LeBron expecting to make his comeback this week against, or tonight potentially against the Utah Jazz. Nobody cares about the Utah Jazz. But there's been a lot of talk. I know you watch the Lakers as well. oh, is LeBron going to come up and mess up this chemistry that the Lakers have? They've been playing great. LeBron's going to come in and stop the ball. He's coming back off injury. He's 41 years old, however old he is. How do you see this working out with LeBron coming back since the Lakers are 10-4 on to start the season now? LeBron coming back to the Lakers. Does that mess their chemistry up? Does he just fit a piece in there with the Lakers? Because I think he's going to be just fine going out there and playing with the Lakers. Even though they're 10-4, does he disrupt what they have going on so far?
No, I mean, let's be honest, man. LeBron is a basketball savant. He is the most brilliant basketball player that many people have ever seen. He'll find a way to fit in. He'll be another tool in the toolbox. Will everybody have to take one? If everybody takes one less shot, that means LeBron gets about 10 to 12 shots a game, and that'll be enough for him. And if he shoots his normal percentage, he'll drop half of them, which will put him at 12, and then he'll take another 6 free throws. He'll be at 18, and if he hits a 3, he'll be at 20. So he's going to average about 20 points. And guess what? He may be able to play the game that he should have been able to play at 38 and 39, playing that 29, 28 minutes a game rather than playing those 40 minutes a game all the way into his 40s. So I think it's going to be beautiful for him, and I think he's going to be an addition. Who wouldn't want a LeBron on the team? You know, a guy who literally can play every position on the field, on the court.
And he said it in his first press conference back today. He said, I'm just going to go out there and just play the game. I've been playing no position my whole career. Now all of a sudden something's going to change. It's just, the people that claim to know what to talk about basketball. I'm going to talk more basketball tomorrow on the show as well. But what are we talking about? We're talking about probably the smartest player to ever enter the NBA in LeBron James. And somehow he's not going to be able to figure out how to get the ball to Austin Reeves. This man's played with Kyrie, Dwayne Wade, Anthony Davis, all these people. But now Austin Reeves is going to throw it off so much that he's going to have no idea how to play with these guys, even though Austin Reeves has been on his team. I'm not even worried about the Luka part because he's been deferring to somebody else as the number one scorer for 5 or 6 years. He did it really longer than that. He was doing it with Kyrie in Cleveland until Kyrie got mad. He's been doing it in L.A. with Anthony Davis their entire time. So he has no problem with that. But now, because Austin Reeves is playing good, LeBron's not going to know what to do. Like, come on, y'all. Let's just stop the cap. LeBron's one of the smartest guys. He can do, as you just said, what he's supposed to have been done the last 2 or 3 years, which is just play out of the mid-post and average 10 assists. That's what I think is going to happen. So LeBron's going to be fine. Potentially making his debut tonight against the Utah Jazz. Nobody cares about the Jazz, so the game won't be on TV. Memphis and San Antonio play on NBC tonight, and then Phoenix and Portland will play on NBC tonight, which means I will be watching football highlights when I get home because nobody's watching either one of those games tonight. I don't know how either one of those even got on the TV as well. Well, we got a few minutes left. Let's talk some college ball. The new rankings have come out. Great games this past weekend. A&M makes the biggest comeback in history. Georgia takes out Texas in a close game that ends up being a wash late in the game as well. Oklahoma gets a big upset win over Alabama this coming up weekend. First, I want to ask you about this AP Top 25. I know they're about to do the new college football rankings. But in this top 10, is there any teams you would like to move around? They got Ohio State number 1, Indiana number 2, A&M number 3. I already said I think A&M's case. I think they just played better teams than some of these other guys. I think even the Indiana team, even though they've got a good win over Oregon, I wouldn't mind seeing A&M in front of those guys. But I ain't mad about Indiana being number 2. Georgia comes in 4, Ole Miss at 5. Then to round out the top 10, you got Oregon and Tech, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Bama. Looking at that top 10, is there anybody that you will rearrange as of right now? I said I wouldn't be mad at seeing the Tech in front of Oregon because Oregon doesn't have any really huge wins to me. I think they're just playing in the Big Ten and then they're Oregon, so they kind of giving them the rep. I wouldn't mind seeing Tech be in front of an Oregon team that's beat a BYU, that's beat Utah as well. But outside of that, I think it's about right where they have some of these teams. But what do you think about the top 10 so far? I know that'll change tonight.
So I just think if you really evaluate this, I think Tech is underranked because of where BYU and Tech started the league. If they were just imagine it in a world where they're 1-2 when the season started, then they would be probably still 1-4, or 1-5. So in college football, it's reputation factors into where you're ranked.
Absolutely.
Where you started. So that explains Indiana. Indiana is on a 2-year heater,
Yes.
and I understand where they're ranked. Texas A&M, by virtue of being undefeated and being in the SEC, they're going to be the highest ranked team in the SEC, and putting them behind Indiana, I think is valid in this scenario. Guess what? We'll get to see the show, and I think what they really want to do is have a showdown of Ohio State and Indiana in the
Big Ten championship.
Big Ten championship game, and that'll sort that kind of situation out for everybody right there. When you talk about Georgia, Georgia's a team. If you look at their resume, they deserve to be where they are.
Sure.
No doubt. Now, this is where I'll start having issues with the ranking. Well, I'll take Oregon, I'll take Ole Miss, and I don't see any reason why either one of those teams are above Tech.
No reason at all.
Above Tech.
SEC.
Yeah,
Big Ten. That's the two reasons.
So you look at those. You look at either of those teams. Let's look at Ole Miss for a second here. Give me a signature win for Ole Miss. We looked. That's enough.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
no one.
They don't. I was about to say
don't want.
OU is their best win.
So let's go to Oregon. Give me a signature win for Oregon.
Ain't one. I knew that one before we even clicked on it.
So what I'm saying is these teams are ranked there by virtue of where they are and what conferences they're a part of. They're in other words, what I'm saying, they're the second and they're the third best team in the SEC and Big Ten.
Yes.
Therefore, they get the benefit of the doubt, so they get to sit in there. But I don't see either of those teams being better than Texas Tech, even though Texas Tech lost a game that they probably shouldn't have. Go ahead and click
against
on.
Arizona State,
Against Arizona State. I think when you look at the Utah win and when you look at the BYU win, one on the road, one at home, I think those are top-notch wins, and I think that kind of gives them that's better than certainly any win that Oregon has. Exactly. And I will put up BYU against Oklahoma. If
you're Ole Miss. Yeah, I agree. That was my first gripe. Tech should definitely be right after Georgia, in my opinion. But we'll see where the college football rankings rank them tonight. I think Tech is right up there as far as talent with some of these teams, as far as what they put, the product they put out on the field. So, yeah, I like Tech moving up in there. OU, I'm not mad about. Notre Dame, I'm not mad about.
I forgot Notre Dame when I was thinking about. Ultimately, I probably could name right now.
The 12? You think you can name the 12 that'll get in?
I probably could name 10.
10 out of 12?
10, because Ohio, Indiana, Texas A&M, Notre Dame, Texas Tech.
That's 5.
Ole Miss, Georgia, and Oregon.
8.
I'd say Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, okay. And one more for 10.
And I would probably
it's going to be between OU and Texas.
I would probably say the last 3 teams in would be Bama, North Texas, and BYU.
And BYU over OU or Texas?
Yeah.
Now you know that would be an uproar for both if they did pull that out. I wouldn't be too mad about that.
Because I don't know a world where you can put either of those guys in front of one in front of the other. I know Oklahoma beat Bama, but Texas beat them head to head.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, then how do you just decide you're going to put Bama? I mean OU.
I think the A&M game will decide that. We'll take that option off the table for them. If Texas loses to A&M, then they're out. If Texas beats A&M, they're definitely getting in over OU. So yeah, I think that A&M game will decide it out there. I mean, the playoff race is going to come down to the wire. Some of these guys are shoe-ins. I think the entire top 4 is a shoe-in. Top 5 because Ole Miss is going to make it. They don't play anybody left, and they're not going to be in the SEC championship game, which means they're going to make it. Same with Oregon. Oregon's not going to be in the Big Ten championship game. So really the first 6 are almost shoe-ins right now. Tech would have to have a catastrophic fall off to get out. They only got West Virginia left, and then it's the championship game.
Yeah, if they beat West Virginia, they're in.
Yeah, they're going to destroy West Virginia, in my opinion. Yeah, West Virginia's been terrible all year. They're going to destroy them all year long. I got a couple teams.
Let's look at BYU, though.
Yeah, at BYU, 9-1 right now. Cincy is the huge one. That's what we were talking about pre-show. They got to take out Cincy, and Cincinnati's actually a pretty good team. But they got to take those guys out in order to solidify a spot in, because they'll play in the Big 12 championship, as you stated earlier. You lose to the same team twice. It's really kind of like one loss as opposed to it being you got 2 losses on the season. Even though, well, we seen it last year with Texas. They had 2 losses. They were both to Georgia. They didn't move. They were just the 5th team instead of being the top 4 team. They moved them out of getting the bye. So it'll be something similar like that with BYU.
Let's take a look at the home team record here. I know they're not ranked. I know I just want to take a quick look at Baylor. I went out to the game.
Yeah.
This past weekend.
That's what I was just about to transition and talk about with Baylor. So yeah, you're right, because I got some. You got to see it up close and personal with what they had going on. They're 3-4 in the conference play. They're 5-5 overall season. I wanted to ask about the future of Aranda, but I'm gonna let you tee up your question first.
No, man,
what you were gonna say about Baylor.
I went out and saw the game, and it was a tremendous game day environment, man.
Yeah.
And I thought the fans, I thought they were tremendous trying to cheer Baylor on, man. It was a really rowdy environment, whatever. But man, when you're a defensive coach,
yeah,
and that's your defense,
exactly.
I just don't get it when you giving up 55, 41, 40. I mean, you've given up so many games where you've.
This is why, in my opinion, Dave Aranda's got to go. 380 yards. The quarterback comes on the road and throws for 80 yards. Goes 6 for 13. They rushed for 380. Come on, man. You got to go. We've seen enough out of this Baylor defense. It is not what we expected. We got a chance to talk to these guys preseason. I thought the defense was going to be their best unit. Turns out to be their worst unit.
You don't even know how good the pass defense is.
No, we have no idea, because no one's had to pass it on them. People have passed against them and have had success, but the same issues they had against Jackson Arnold in week 1 when we watched it right here in these studios only got worse as the season went on. It only got worse. And to see them rush for 380 yards is demoralizing when your defense gives you no chance. When you're Sawyer Robinson, you got to throw 60 times in a game. When you're Sawyer Robinson, you got to throw 60 times in a game and makes it bad. I'll text to see if they grab some in here real quick. We got some headphones back there. I'll see if we can get somebody to bring some one of the headsets in here. But yeah, when you're throwing the ball 60 times a game in your Baylor, it makes it so bad for the defense or for the offense to go back out there and continue to try to put up points when your defense is giving up that many yards. Appreciate it. Every single game on the defensive side of the ball is really tough for your defense. It's tough for your defense to try to do anything when you're doing that, or tough for your offense to try to still remain and be productive as well. So we're going to try to get a live call here on the show. Yeah, you just connect it from your go to your Bluetooth and connect it. Yeah, but man, this Baylor defense has been bad all year long. They're sitting at 5-5 right now, 3-4 in the season. You started out conference optimistic. Okay, you lose to Arizona State. You pick up 2 wins against Oklahoma State and against Kansas State. But since then it's been bad. TCU, losing to TCU, losing to Cincinnati, finally try to get a win against the UCF, and then what you just seen out of Utah has been pretty bad so far. So Baylor has got a lot of questions. Baylor's got a lot of questions to answer going forward in their season, and a lot of questions to answer about the future of Dave Aranda, because, as Rocky alluded to, he coaches the defensive side of the ball. They've got no production out of the pass rush. They've got no production. Pass rush is the main part they've got no production out of. That's why their defense has played so bad. Amarian Winston has played better the last couple of weeks. but it's been a struggle each and every week. Josh Cameron, 13 catches, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns, and you lose by 30. You lose by 30 still. I mean, it makes it tough on the entire defense to go out there and try to make plays. I mean, on the entire offense to continue to put up and make plays every single time whenever those guys consistently giving up points and giving up the amount of yardage that they've been able to give up every single week. It's been hard for them to try to do anything. Let's see if we can get caller back here on here, and it'll pop up on there whenever.
We got. I wanted to get in here. And, I appreciate the caller calling in. We have a huge announcement of the event that's happening in the community that's spearheaded by a native Wacoan who's a sports legend here. His father was a principal, well-known principal in the area. His family is deeply rooted in Waco, and I just want to give Jerome Cooper an opportunity to mention the work that him and Steve Clay are doing this weekend in honor of Gary Rhodes. Jerome, are you there? Hey, Jerome, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay, Jerome, I wanted to give you a chance to tell us. I did an introduction. I don't know if you could hear, but I mentioned that you're a Wacoan. Your family is deeply rooted in this area. Your father is a well-known educator, and you guys are doing something really special to honor a really special man here that passed a little more than a year ago here. And I just wanted to give you a chance to come on here and talk about what you guys are doing for the community this upcoming Saturday.
Appreciate it. And I just wanted to get the word out on behalf of the Gary Rhodes Legacy Scholarship Foundation. We are doing a turkey drive this weekend, November the 27th. And it's gonna be free turkey, free ham. We want everybody to come out and come get your turkey, and we're gonna make this thing push off real big at about 9 o'clock. We need you to show up, need to be lined up and ready to go. And Rocky, I also want to reach out to the community and see if we can get volunteers. I need about 15 volunteers that can give me a call at 972-293. Let me give you my cell number. I'm sorry. 469-337-4535. Again, my name is Jerome Cooper, and I'm representing the Gary Rhodes Legacy Scholarship Foundation. And
for the work, Cooper. I want to thank you for the work that you guys are doing, man. It's tremendous work in our community, and I just want to reiterate what you said and make sure I get it right. What I'm saying is that you need volunteers to show up and help pass out the turkey. I think you guys are giving out over 200 turkeys. 200 turkeys to needy families in the area. That'll be this Saturday at 9 o'clock at the Dewey Recreation Center. I don't have to give you an address. Everybody knows.
Y'all know where the Dewey is.
Everybody knows where the Dewey is, man. And I just want to personally thank you for the wonderful work that you're doing. Of course, everybody knows that Pat Listash, the head coach of the basketball team at the Waco High, is my son-in-law. I'm going to reach out to him. I don't know what their schedule is. You know, it's basketball season. They could be playing on Saturday, whatever. But I'm going to reach out to him and see if we could, together, we could rustle up some volunteers. I'm going to connect you guys to see if you guys could rustle up some volunteers. I know even if you aren't able to get the basketball guys out, maybe Pat or Coach Martinez can get the football players out to volunteer and help pass out turkeys as well.
that's great. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
All right,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you too, brother. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Yes, sir. Mr. Cooper, man, definitely appreciate him. And y'all heard it, man. Turkey Drive this weekend. Come out and be a part of helping the community and being a part of the community if you're in this Waco area. That's what this is all about. That's what we love doing and building the most here on Centex Sports Network. Is building community and connections right there. See, that's why we say Rocky's the most famous man in Waco, because you never know who would call in. Next week when he come on here, I think Obama's going to call in with Rocky and come on here for a little bit and talk with us. No, man, but definitely shout out to Mr. Cooper, man, and for coming on here and letting us know about that. The Thanksgiving season is coming up. Make sure you guys are giving back and doing something in your community over these holidays. Holidays are a tough time for families that are in need. So make sure you guys are doing your part in helping somebody out over this Thanksgiving, over this Christmas break as well. And I'll be doing my part by eating as much turkey and stuff as I can this upcoming for next week as well. But folks, like I said, we're doing a shortened episode here today. So getting ready to go off here on Centex Primetime. Just got a couple more questions I need to ask Rocky real quick about college football. First one, we were just talking about Coach Aranda and Baylor and what they were doing out there and their misfortune so far on the season. Do you go forward with Coach Aranda after the season? I think he's secured for the rest of the season, but they've got Arizona and Houston, no real ground they can make up, even if they win these last two games. Can you move forward with Coach Aranda after what we've seen in the last couple of years?
If the athletic department Baylor currently had leadership, I would say yes. Let's go ahead and make the move. Because then here's what I would just let me put it like this. Mm-hmm. If they had leadership in the athletic department, then that leader could be out right now making calls, seeing who is interested, seeing who is available, seeing what can be done to possibly upgrade the coaching positions at Wake. Because there may be times where you may not need to fire Coach Aranda, but you could bring in a defensive coordinator that could assist Coach Aranda. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Again, I like Coach Aranda a lot. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I'm kind of biased when I talk about Coach Aranda. I really like Coach Aranda. Mm-hmm. However, there's something that needs to change about what's going on at Baylor. The team needs to be overall tougher. They need to be overall more physical, and probably they need an upgrade in talent. And in order to do so, they're going to need, I don't know if it's scheme or if it's just simply recruiting, but there's going to have to be a change made in order for them to give the Baylor fans what they truly want. I hope Coach Aranda is the person that could do it, but with them not having any current leadership in the athletic department,
that's huge.
I think rather than make a mistake and potentially getting somebody in here that the eventual athletic director doesn't support, I think you hold on to Coach Aranda and you give him all the resources he needs to tee it up one more time and see if he can get it done. And then you also can save money on buyouts and things of that nature as well. You're gonna have a situation with your AD already, and that situation is touch and go right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think with the current state of the Baylor regime and them not having a true answer at athletic director, I think you stay with Coach Aranda, as you said, to not get a buy. And then because of the current coaching climate, you're going to fire him and then get what? Because if there's anybody that's a good coach out right now, Baylor's not going to get him. He's going to go to Florida or the Arkansas or the LSU or any of these spots. So I think you got to just hold put as of right now. I think, like you said, maybe bring another coordinator in or something like that, because you're not gonna be able to find a great coach out right now in this coaching market because of so many other coaching vacancies. Last one I wanted to ask. I didn't pose this question. Desmond Howard, Heisman winner, works on ESPN. He posed this question on his own personal Instagram. Steve Sarkisian goes up there and loses to Texas A&M. Is there a potential chance that there can be a coaching change at the University of Texas? I don't think so, because of all the reasons you just named why Aranda probably won't be fired. Who in the world are you going to hire at Texas with all the current coaches that are out right now? I know Lane Kiffin, but he can only go to one school. Lane Kiffin can only pick one spot. So I don't think Sarkisian is nowhere near on his way out. But Desmond Howard posed the question, what do you think about a potential severing with Sarkisian if they lose out these last couple of games and never really get to that next step that they wanted to get to this year?
Man, I think if here's my problem. If you get rid of Sark, right? There's no guarantee you're gonna get a coach at Texas gonna take you to 2 consecutive college football playoffs, man.
Nope.
You gotta let Sark play this thing out, and either he tanks the program, but you at least gotta give him opportunity to make it better. To me, he's in a very untenable situation at quarterback, meaning that he has a guy quarterback that he has to play regardless of how he performs.
Regardless.
And until Sark gets out of that situation, you can't really assess him at quarterback. That's what I think, man.
Yeah, I don't see Sark being gone anywhere. I mean, I know he struggled this year, but as you just brought up, we act like he didn't just get to the 2 college football playoffs. We act like Texas wasn't one of the worst teams in the country for 15 years before Sark got there. Like, what are we talking about? Of course, Sark's not going anywhere. Texas was terrible before Sark got there. Sark has turned that program around completely, a complete turnaround. So, no, Sark's not going anywhere. I get it. I respect Desmond Howard, but no, I can't see anywhere where Sark's getting out of there. Folks, we got a lot of great games coming up this weekend. We got more MCC basketball coming up the rest of this week on Thursday and Friday as well. And, of course, we'll be tentative. The game won't be here on Centex Sports Network, but we'll be a part of the broadcast going on with University playing at UMHB against Bastrop this coming up weekend as well. So make sure you guys stay in tune for that. We're out of time here today, but we'll be back here tomorrow. Everybody, Rock, y'all got HBCU Coaches Corner coming up?
Absolutely. Now, absolutely. We got the head coach of the SIAC champion, Quinn Gray of the Albany State Golden Rams. He's going to sit down with us. He's the matter of fact, he's probably the hottest young coach in HBCU football with a few openings that are expected to come open in HBCU football. He's the next guy in line to probably get a shot at the Division I level, and he is this past weekend he secured a conference championship. So he definitely has a pedigree and has earned an opportunity at the next level. So we'll see where he can what can happen.
So make sure you guys tune in for that. HBCU's Coaches Corner coming on at 8 o'clock. We're out of time here today. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on Centex Sports Network. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in with us. We'll see you next time. Everybody have a great evening.